Well, hello! Welcome back to Cup of Joe Beauty. Do you know what I have in this mug? I have a pumpkin spice latte. I know, so basic, but it is fall, and so in order to celebrate the beautiful change of season, change of leaves, and change of weather, I thought it would be really fun to do something kind of fall inspired. So we are doing a very fun, very glamorous fall look to make sure that we can start the season off right. And without further ado, let's fall into this video. So the first shade we're going to be using is the shade Creamsicle, and I'm going to start by just fluffing this into my crease and bringing this up as far as I can towards my brow bone and dragging it up a little. And the reason I'm going up a little further than usual is because this is going to be kind of like a cut crease, so I want to make sure that everything is nice and high. And I'm going to start by kind of flicking it out a little bit, so that way when we cut the crease and flick the wing out, it has like a good flow. We are going to be doing the exact same thing on the other side. I already kind of started, you can see. But the reason I did my brows first, as you can tell, is because I wanted to have the concealer right there, and this is going to act like my base. And the concealer I used, you'll see a little bit later, but is the new full coverage matte finish concealer from Too Faced, and I really like it. Has a pretty similar finish to Shape Tape from Tarte, but it finishes a little creamier looking, not dewy, but just looks nice and creamy, and like my face doesn't look cakey or anything, which is really nice. And it's really great for putting eyeshadows on top of it and building on top of it, and we're gonna see how it does cutting the crease. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just flicking it out on both sides. So the second shade I'm going to be using is the shade Hunts. This is more of like a burnt orangish red color, and so all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be following the exact same kind of pattern that I did earlier, but just a little bit closer to the crease. So I'm going to pop that in right there. You can see it is very vibrant. Sorry, my camera keeps like whiting out my face. And same thing, I'm going to pull out, not crazy, just a little bit. Ooh, this kind of reminds me of fire, which is perfect since y'all want a toasty fire when it's cold out. I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited for fall. I just love pumpkin spice lattes, orange and red leaves. Everything's better in fall. Okay, so now that I am done with the actual like vibrant part of the eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the concealer, and I'm going to start doing the actual cut crease part, which is the hardest part. So what I like to do is just kind of like dab my lid, and then I use that little line that I just made by opening my eyes as the reference point, and then I just start dragging it out like the wing that I want. And as you can see, I kind of dragged mine up a little bit, and I'm just going to start making the edges nice and smooth, so that way the line is nice and even when I put the shadow on top of it. So as you can see, the line is not perfect, and that is totally fine because we're going to be going through and blending it out anyways. So I'm just going to take a little packer brush, and I'm going to take the shade Queen and just start packing that right on top of the concealer. And the reason we do a cut crease, it can add definition to your eyes, add better shape, but the main reason I'm doing it today is because I want the shade Queen, it's kind of like metallic gold, to really pop. You know, I want this to not be muddied or like muddled down by the red and the oranges we're using, so I really want the gold to pop, which is why we're putting it right on top of the concealer, because the concealer is going to act like glue and make sure that it grabs right onto it, and you get a very beautiful, vibrant color. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to be taking is Central Park, and this is a really deep espresso color, and all I'm going to be doing is kind of dragging it on my outer corner towards my lashes and making it come up so it kind of makes like a little V where the cut crease is going to end. And your sides are going to be a mess, kind of like this, but don't worry, we're going to go through and clean those bad boys up. And the reason I'm adding this deep espresso color is I'm trying to smoke out the wing. And so by adding the shadow, when I put the liner on, it's going to make it a softer gradient and make it look like I have a smoky line. Okay, so this look, I want to have a little bit more pop. So I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Pure Gold Loose Glitter, and I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush and then just kind of dab it onto the center of the eye. Just to add a little bit more pop. And then I'm going to put this up a little bit so that way I don't lose the crease. Right on the center, that's it. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other. Okay, so now that the eyeshadow is done on the top portion of the eye, I'm going to do a quick winged liner following the shape of the eyeshadow, and I will be right back. Okay, so the eyeliner portion is actually done, and I went through and cut it out with some concealer, but now that the actual eyeshadow is done, I'm going to go through and put my falsies and mascara on, and I have a whole video on that already, so I'll make sure to link it down below so that way if you guys have questions, you can take a look and see, and then we'll get into the whole face and lip section of this look. Alright, so my falsies are on. Ooh, I love these. Look at those. In case you guys wanted to know, I am wearing the Vegas Nay Eyelure Luxe Collection in Platinum Princess, and they turn out very nice. So what I'm going to do, my face is already primed with the Professional from Benefit, so I'm just going to apply the concealer, and this is the new Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is what I used on my eyes. I'm just going to put this all over. Getting right there, and I am in shade Almond. I can't remember if I told you guys that already. And then right there, and then I'm gonna blend this out like a mother with my beauty blender. Now that my face is all nice and covered, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Banana Powder, the newest one from the Tutti Frutti collection, and I'm going in with the Morphe M530 brush, and I'm pressing this under my eyes. The reason I'm doing such a concentrated amount under my eyes is because this is a very dramatic eye look, so I want to make sure that underneath my eyes doesn't crease, and I can help by setting my eyes super well to make sure that it stays intact all day and my foundation doesn't move all over the place. So now that everything is set, it's time to add some color and love and warmth back into this face, that way I don't look like a ghost. So, wrong one. I'm going to go in with the Chocolate Gold Soleil from Too Faced, and this is very warm, and so a little bit goes a very long way. And I'm going to take a little angled bronzer brush and just start popping that underneath the hollows of my cheekbones. And remember, you want to go just a little bit higher than what they actually are, so that way you're giving more definition to the illusion of having higher cheekbones than you actually do, and add some definition back into that face, so that way you look contoured and bronzed. And I'm going to throw some up here too, because I want to make sure that my forehead doesn't look all like... Okay, so using the exact same brush, I'm going in with the shade Sculpt, which is a cool matte bronzer in the Tartiste palette. And I'm just going to go right on top and underneath. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to add a little bit more depth, but I don't want my cheeks to look orange or like too much went on, you know. And if you ever have too much on your face, just take a little translucent powder and buff that baby right out. Now I'm going to take the edge of the brush and dust it in it, and then I'm going to dust this down the sides of my nose to give my nose an illusion of being more contoured than it actually is, and underneath the lip. Just like that. Now, usually my highlighter I use is kind of like a white silver undertone, but because the look is so bronzed and warm, which, you know, follows in suit with fall and Thanksgiving, I'm going to be using a golden highlighter, and this is the Bobbi Brown highlighter in Bronze Glow. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take a little blush brush, and I actually like using a blush brush better than a fan brush because it picks up more pigment and more glitter. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to dust it right here. And I like to bring mine down a little bit to the apples of my cheeks and then pull it up a little bit towards the brow. So that way it's not just like a harsh ending on your highlight. Do the same thing. Oh, yes, Hunter. And then I'm going to get a little bit more. Tip of the nose. Cupid's bow. Okay, so the actual face is done. So what I'm going to do now is actually go back into the eyes. I waited till my foundation was done because I'm doing it right here on the waterline, and so I want to make sure that I could get really close to my bottom lashes with the foundation and concealer so that way the eyeshadow looks better finished. So we're going back in with the Jaclyn Hill palette. And this is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collab palette. This is not the new Vault collection, but we're going to be using the exact same shadows just on the lower lash line. Real close and personal again. So I'm going to start with the inner corner highlight, and for the inner corner highlight I am actually going to be using the highlighter that I use, the Bronze Glow from Bobbi Brown. And then I am just taking a little mini eyeshadow brush and I'm going to dust it right here. And I have a very weird inner corner to where the skin that goes from my nose bridge actually covers my tear duct, which is interesting because that is usually a sign of having Asian descendants, but I have no idea where I'm from, so I do not know. But I'm going to go in with a little bit more right here and do the exact same thing on the other side. Nice and frosted. Okay, so using the exact same brush, I am going to go in with Hunt's again, that burnt orange red color. And I'm going to throw this, let's see here, I'm going to throw this on the bottom lashes. Oh, you're gonna get the mascara face though. And then I'm going to flick a little bit up towards the wing, but majority I want just right underneath the lashes. Just like that. The last thing I'm going to do is grab Creamsicle, that mustardy color that we used in the beginning, and I'm going to throw this right on top of the Hunts that we just put down and drag it down just a teeny bit. And this is going to kind of give that like ombre effect that we want. Just like that. And as you can see, I kind of flicked it towards the wing. And then since this look is so dramatic, usually I don't do this, but I'm going to tightline my waterline with a black pencil eyeliner and then throw some mascara on just to make it look a little bit more dramatic and kind of tie it together and help it look complete. Okay, so I have tightlined and done the bottom now. So now it's time for the lips. So I'm doing something nude, but I am going to be overlining my lips a little bit. So I want to make sure that everything looks very nice and clean. So the first thing I'm going to be using is the Buxom Plumping Lip Liner in shade Hush Hush. And I actually really love this liner. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, get real close. My lips look nice and crusty. So the first thing I'm going to do is going for the Cupid's bow. Just like that. And then I'm going to start from the bottom of the lower lip. Okay, so my camera actually just kind of bleeped out, but I just lined my lips in the Buxom Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Hush Hush. I am doing a nude lip, but I want to make sure that everything looks nice and clean just because my makeup is so dramatic today. And then the next thing I'm going to go in with is an oldie but a goodie Kat Von D Lolita liquid lipstick. I love this color during the fall, and usually during the fall I wear a lot more bold and deep colors, and so it's a really fun time to play around with lip colors. But I'm just going to fill in the outsides of the lip and make sure that it covers the liner. Okay guys, so this fall look is finished. Let me know what you guys think. It is definitely dramatic, but I think it's super fun because change of season, so we can get back into deep and dark colors, which I love. But let me know if you guys would like to see something better for like every day or something kind of quick, because if you want to see that, then I would be more than happy to post a video next week about that. But make sure to subscribe to my channel, please, and share this video anywhere you want. I love seeing it all over Facebook and Instagram, so please share and comment what you guys would like to see next week. And thank you so much for watching Cup of Jo Beauty, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.